Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Score Machine walkthrough. Thank you guys for being on time and being present. We really appreciate it. Now, before we get started with the walkthrough of the Score Machine, just to give you a brief understanding of why the Score Machine was created, this software was created to help individuals like yourself to be able to determine if your credit report is ready to be connected to these institutions like credit unions, banks, or lenders. Okay. So it's super simple. All you need to do is import your credit report into the software. The software reads it and determines if in fact that your report meets those data points if it's ready to be connected to the institutions. All right. So let's get into how to utilize the software. Here, as you can see, we are already logged into the software. This is your dashboard. Now, here on your dashboard, you have the total amount of clients that you have here, clients that are not fundable. And one moment, let me let these individuals in here. All right. So clients that are total amount of clients that you have in the software, the amount of clients that are not fundable just yet, clients that you're in progress of getting funded, clients that you've already matched with the institutions in the software, new clients for the month, and any inactive clients that you've made with their login. Okay. Right here, this number is the total amount of banks, credit unions, and lenders that we have in the software. 4,565 banks that you have access to connect to. Next here, the total amount of products is 14,528 products. These products include credit cards, personal loans, auto loans, HELOCs, SBA loans. There's an array of products that these banks offer that you have access to now that you are in the software. Okay. If we scroll on down here, this AI funding ability overview is providing you with a understanding of the percentage of how many clients in your software is ready to be connected to the institutions. Right here is your client login. So if you do happen to have a client, again, you can utilize this for your personal credit only. But if you do happen to run a business, funding business, credit repair business, you can provide your clients with a login link. Now, this login link will allow your clients to log into the software, but they can only see their credit report. They will not be able to have access to everything that you see here on the dashboard. Okay. Then we have our onboarding link. For those of us that just want to provide this link to your clients, you can provide it to them. They'll be able to import their information onto the link. And then once they click create client, their information will show up in your CRM. Okay. And scroll down more here. We do have a referral program. So those of us that like to get money, this is something that is for you. What you would do is simply send out your referral link to however many individuals. Once they subscribe to your referral link on a monthly basis, you will get 20% of those monthly subscriptions that those referrals are paying. Okay. Again, 20% of those monthly subscriptions will come to your bank account on a monthly basis. So send out those referral links so that you can receive those monthly commissions. All right. And again, the more referrals that you have that subscribe, the higher that percentage goes. Okay. So let's get those links out there, especially if we like to make money, some passive income. All right. Next here we have get your credit report. Now, this is through My Score IQ. Simply click on the Register Now tab, and it's going to take you directly to the register page. Okay, you'll simply click on Enroll. Now, we do select or prefer My Score IQ because with My Score IQ, you get that FICO score. And the FICO scores with the banks, credit unions, and lenders review to determine if your credit report is fundable or not. Okay, so of course, go ahead and register with My Score IQ. That way you can import that FICO score into the software and you can get an accurate reading and be able to connect to those institutions. All right. We scroll down here. We have quick actions, get your credit report, settings, affiliate pro dashboard. Now, for those of us that in fact have sent out a referral link or looking to send out your referral link, this is how you'll be able to track how many individuals you do have in your back office for your referral. So if we click here on the dashboard, it's going to take us here to the affiliate link information where you'll be able to see your monthly commissions, how many individuals you do have registered under your specific referral link. This is where all of this information will be tracked, located here, okay? Now, if you want to get your referral links here, you go ahead and click on referral links. These are the individual links that you can send out to individual people. Okay. You copy this link, email it, text it to the individuals. Once they subscribe under your referral link, that is when you'll start receiving those 20% of the monthly commissions. All right. The affiliate link is for communities like Telegram, Facebook. What are the other ones? All of those communities that you happen to be in, you will be able to send this link through those portals there, okay? Simply copy that link and send it over. All right. Let's go back to our admin dashboard. All right. I'm gonna scroll down some more here. Here we have our calendar. Now, here on your calendar, we have our weekly trainings that we host 4 times a week, Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have the ability to receive the walkthrough and ask any questions that you may have pertaining to the software. So, what you would do is simply click on that specific day. And as you can see, you click on join, that will bring you directly to the Zoom call. Okay. Also, on your calendar, if you need to put any notes or reminders, you can do that as well. Title, the note, and then you'll go ahead and save it. And then when you come to your calendar and you log in, you'll see your reminder here in red. Okay. Then we have recent activity. This month's performance is located here. Your pipeline is located here. So all clients, fundable clients, clients that are ready to be matched, clients that are not fundable, new clients for the month, any clients that are inactive. So you have inactive, you have and made their login inactive. Now you can also click on the work area for your client, and that's normally where we do all of the work when it comes to utilizing the software. You can review the profile information here. You can disable their login, and then you can also delete the client here. Okay. So that's located under the client pipeline. So this is everything on your dashboard we pretty much went through. Next, we're going to go ahead and click in the CRM. And this is where you'll be able to make any changes to any particular account. So let's go ahead and click on account here. As you can see, you have your credit scores located up here. If you need to fetch a new report for the month, you can simply do that here as well. The information pertaining to the client located here. Now, score improvement. You will see this number change once you do update that credit report into the software. Okay. Well, if you were utilizing the free credit repair software, you would be able to see what round you're in here. If your identification documents were not present, of course, that will be notified here for you. And then if you are, in fact, your profile is ready to be connected, you will see this ready, and then you can simply click on apply to move forward. Okay. Also, overall progress you're making in regards to your credit, if there's any that needs to be made. If there was anything that you needed to, check in on, this is where you'll be able to determine that information, okay? So this is located under the CRM for a specific client. Now, if we click on the different tabs here, profile documents, the personal information is located here. Identification information, so the social security, last four or the last six. Residential information or your housing information is located here. Your credit monitoring is located here. This is where you'll be able to change that or update that information as well. And an identification documents is where you can upload those items, okay? So your license is located here. This is where you can upload it here. Social Security, you can upload here. And your identification document, your proof of address is located here, okay? This is where you'll upload it. If you have any other documents you want to upload, you can also place them here and upload them if you need to, any documents you feel will help with your dispute process or with any funding. If there's any information that's needed there, you can collect this information here. Okay. So this is located under the CRM. This is where you'll be able to make any changes here for the profile. Credit reports, how many times it's been pulled. You can go ahead and fetch a new report right here as well. Score history. So if you've pulled your report, this is where the records will show how many times you pulled the report and the view of the differences in scores. Power of attorney document. If you happen to have any of that, you can upload that here. If you are utilizing the free credit repair software, this is where you'll be able to see how many rounds you have generated. And if you needed to reprint or re-download those documents, this is where you can go ahead and do that here. Okay, so you can download here, or if you want to utilize our printing and mailing service, you have access to that as well. Okay. Any freezes that you want to implement, you can do that here and here. Okay. So all of this is located under the credit, or excuse me, the client's profile information. Okay. Now let's go to employees. Employee is where you'll be able to add any additional users. So based off of your subscription, you have a number of users that you can allow to utilize your software. If you in fact have any partners, VAs, employees, this is where you'll give them access to utilize your software. Just only the main subscriber will be able to make any admin changes, okay? So in order for you to add any employees, what we're going to do is click right here where it says add member. You'll type in their first, last name, email. You can also make their account active or inactive, password that you'll create for them. Then you'll click create employee. You'll provide them with these login credentials and then they'll have access to utilize your software. Okay. So again, if you have any VAs, employees, or partners that you want to have access to your software, this is where you'll create that information. Okay. Next, work area. This is where we're going to do most of the work when it comes to utilizing the software. Okay. So we will come back to this tab to be able to go through it in its entirety. Next is feature request. In the event that you are utilizing the software and you have something that you feel would help enhance the software, we encourage you to share that information, okay? So if it's something that you feel will help benefit you in utilizing the software as well as others, we want to hear what that idea is. So what you would do, click right here where it says new idea. Of course, provide us with the title of that idea, description. If you have a picture or a photo of this idea, you'll go ahead and upload it here. You'll click submit, and then our team on the back end will review your idea to determine if it in fact will benefit the software, and we will go ahead and implement it into the software, okay? AI coach, this is where our AI, you're able to utilize this either for any funding or credit repair questions, okay? So what you'll do is simply click on a client, and then you'll go ahead and ask the chat a question. How can I get this client's credit to 700? Or what funding platforms would this client benefit or be able to be connected to? Those are the type of questions that you could possibly ask the AI to move forward with those specific clients, okay? Click here in the knowledge base. This is our school community. So if you're not already connected to the school community, you can connect here. Okay. You can type what's on your mind to pretty much, engage with the school community here. Okay. Also too, here in the classroom, this is where you'll be able to see replays of our training or the walkthrough of the score machine and a couple of the masterminds that we've had in the past. You'll be able to review those as well. Subscriptions. This is where you'll be able to subscribe to the software. Okay, so you'll pick the subscription that works best for you. But in these subscriptions, you have your unlimited subscription here, which is $297.88. With the unlimited, you get the access to be able to import an unlimited amount of clients, unlimited amount of users. Okay. Next, we have our accelerator, which is a $228.88 charge a month. With the accelerator, you'll be able to import 100 clients, 20 users. Okay. Next, we have our Momentum, which is $148.88. You have access to import 30 clients and 5 users. And last but not least, we have our Foundation, which is $28.88. One client, one user. Now I'm going to go ahead and drop the link here in the chat for you guys to be able to go ahead and register, subscribe if you're ready to for any of these subscriptions. Okay. So of course, if you have a lot of clients, go ahead and subscribe to the $297 option. Or if you just have a minimum amount of clients, the 30 clients or less, $148.88 is the way to go. Okay. Also, too, you do have the ability to pay over the year. So there's your yearly rate there. Or if you want to continue to pay the monthly, that's your option there. Okay. So those are our subscriptions. Again, click the link in the chat to be able to go ahead and connect and subscribe to the software. All right. Next, we're going to go ahead and click in the support tab here. We have a great support system here ready to assist you. Okay. So in the event that you happen to have any issues with the software, we encourage you to reach out to our team so they can further assist you. All right. Now you can submit a support ticket. You can contact us by email. There's the email information. If you want to just get on the phone, you can either call us or shoot us a text message. We'll be able to respond. And these are the times that we are readily available to you, okay? Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? You can also live chat with us. You'll get a response within a 2-minute time frame. So if you click right here, this is where you'll be able to live chat. Select one of the individuals here. You'll go ahead and type in your message, and then you can go ahead and send. And within 2 minutes, our support team should be able to respond and give you a breakdown of what question you have. Okay. So again, if you're having any concerns or issues with the software, your credit report didn't import correctly, only 2 of the bureaus are showing up. These are the type of questions that you want to provide to the support team. Okay. Settings here in the settings, this is where you'll be able to change anything pertaining to your profile, password. Here's your score machine agreement that you signed prior to getting started with the software. Okay. And then in the software also too, we have a safeguard in the software. That safeguard pretty much protects your credit report from being pulled multiple times if you are at the amount of inquiries that is required. Okay. Now, if you do, in fact, want to enable this, of course, I encourage you to read. You have to agree and acknowledge that you are turning that safeguard off, and anything that happens within that time frame, we are not responsible. Okay. So again, you can turn off that safeguard, and with turning off that safeguard, it gives you the ability to be able to still connect to the institutions in the software for funding. Okay. All right. So that's located under agreements, integrations. As you can see, these 3 options are already integrated into the software. Go high level, you can integrate your Go high level system if you do have that. Credit repair provider, if you have a specific credit repair provider that you want to continue to utilize, you can upload that information here. Client onboarding link, you can make it personable to you. So in the event that you want to change your slug, say for instance, you want to change your slug to Justin, or you want to change your slug to, let's see who else is in here, Brian or Alicia, you can change that information to make your onboarding link more personable to you. Okay. Also, too, you can also change your onboarding link to continue to be personable to you. Say, for instance, if you have a logo or colors that go with your logo, you can change that information here. All right. Let's go to our next tab here, merchant integrations. You can go ahead and collect invoices here in the merchant if you go ahead and connect with your merchant account. Now, with the merchant account, we do utilize 5-star processing. So this is what you would click to go ahead and get registered with 5-star processing. And then if you want to collect invoices within your software, that is how you'll be able to complete that task here. Appearance and preferences, you can change it from light to dark. Okay. You can change the spacing on your page as well as the animation. So you guys see in the background how it's changing. The colors are getting lighter and darker. This is where you can change that here. Okay. Now, also too, one thing that I do want to show you guys that I did not go through is add to CRM. So you have the ability to send out your onboarding link and individuals can sign up themselves. Okay. Now you can also manually import that information. Simply click on add to CRM. And what you would need to collect is their login credentials for either My Free Score Now, Identity IQ, or My Score IQ. Now, one of these two, My Score IQ or Identity IQ, you have to collect the last 4 of the social. So what you would do is let your client know, or your partner, your friends, whomever you are utilizing the software for. You would click on which credit monitoring platform you're utilizing. You'll import their username and password for that. So they will have to register, say, for example, with MyScoreIQ. Once they've registered, whatever login credentials that they utilize, that's what you're going to import into the software so that you can create that client, and that report can be imported so it can be read to determine if it can be connected to any of the institutions in the software. Okay. So again, you'll collect and type in the username, password, last 4 of the social if you're utilizing MyScoreIQ or IdentityIQ. Click OK to agree to allow that report to be imported into the software, and then you'll click Add Client. Okay. So that is how you'll manually import your clients into the software. It's super, super simple. All right. Now let's go ahead and get into the work area. And like I shared earlier, the work area is where we determine if that report is ready to be connected. Okay. So let's go ahead and scroll on down. We're going to click on a fundable client here, and you'll be brought to the work area. Now here in the work area, you have different tabs to review, review your credit report and different functions in the software. Okay. Also, too, pertaining to the credit report, you have an overview of the report, personal information, inquiries, public record, accounts, the number of accounts. Okay, so right now we are in the overview tab here, and this is where you'll be able to see the credit report, accounts, if there's any collections, your overall utilization, any late payments if there were any, and if other information is located here. All right. So let's go ahead, and as you can see, we have different tabs here at the top. We have analysis, progress report, underwriting, credit war map, automated credit analysis, credit repair, debt consolidation, funding audit, and funding. Okay, so we're going to go through all these tabs here. Let's start off first with our analysis. We'll go ahead and click here. And with the analysis, this gives you a breakdown about credit, okay? So understanding your credit. What are credit bureaus? Why is my credit, what is in my credit report? Why is a credit report important? All of those different things in regards to credit is pretty much giving you an understanding of why we have it, what's in our report, and so on, okay? So that is located under the analysis tab. Now, if we go ahead and click right here where it says progress report, this is going to give you a progress report of your score, okay? So as you can see, you have your scores here. The last time you pulled that report, the newest date of that report, any negative items, the number of those there, any items that have been removed, any new items are going to be located here, okay? Now, credit score trend is going to be located here of what your credit score, the lows, the highs, different things like that. Credit score analysis is going to be broken down here. So based off of the amount of accounts that are on your report, it determines the percentage that you have in each of those categories here. So there's 5 categories: average score, payment history, new credit mix, length of credit. So based off of your specific report is going to determine the percentages here. Okay. Next, if there was any negative accounts on the report, they'll be located here, and the types of accounts that they are, okay? So inquiries, late payments, collections, charge-offs, public records. Now there will be a breakdown of those negative items that are located here. So what type of account it is, okay? Account date that it was open, the creditor it's attached to, the bureau it's attached to. If it's a new, present, or if the account has been removed, is going to be determined here. All right. Then you have your credit history, your average age of your credit. The oldest account is located here. Any recent inquiries, total amount of good or bad accounts is located here. Right. So we're going to go scroll back up here, and we're going to go to our next tab, which is underwriting. Now here in the underwriting tab is where we determine if that report needs to be connected to any of the funding institutions in the software. Now, we have the data points from the bank relationship managers that we've communicated with, and we have implemented that into the software. And this is how the software will be able to determine if your profile is ready to be connected. Okay, so I'm gonna scroll on up here. Again, you have a review of your credit or your credit scores. And then we'll come here. Remember, not only does your credit score determine if you can be connected to institutions, but the breakdown of the report is also the profile is what determines if you can be connected to any of those institutions. So here are those data points. Green means good to go. Yellow means proceed with caution. Red means not eligible. Okay. So you can change the view here as well. So this is the basic view. If we want it more broken down, you'll go to forensic and then it's going to break everything down here. Okay. Let's go back to basic view. Here are your data points, okay? And remember, green or yellow is the way to go when it comes to these data points. If there's anything in red, you will not be able to be connected to any of the institutions in the software, okay? So right here we have our scores of 730 plus. So it's a 700 to 730 plus. Under 30% utilization on your open revolving accounts. Minimum 5 open primary credit cards with 2 years of good payment history. That's very important there. 2 primary credit cards with at least 2 years of age and 5,000 plus limits. No more than 4 unsecured accounts opened in the last 12 months. Under 4 inquiries. Now, this is yellow because, as we can see, our TransUnion credit report already has 4 inquiries here. Now, this is where our safeguard is implemented and it's working right now because what it's telling us now is the software is not going to provide us with any lenders that pull from TransUnion. We've already met that requirement of the or under 4 inquiries. We already met that here for the TransUnion credit report. All right. Move on down here, collections, charge-offs, late payments, bankruptcy. So as we can see, this report is ready to move to the next steps to go to funding. Now, before we go to the next steps, what I want to do is review a report that does not meet the qualifications. So let's go ahead and click on a report that does not meet those qualifications just yet so you guys can see the difference in those reports. So I'm going to go to underwriting, and remember, underwriting is where we determine if that profile is fundable through those data points, okay? So we click there, scroll on up here, and as we can see, like I shared, red means not eligible, okay? So for this report specifically, the scores didn't meet that qualification, the utilization didn't, the minimum 5 open accounts. So you guys see the difference in regards to the reports and how the software does the work for you to determine if you can go ahead and move forward with being connected to those institutions, okay? So no longer having to sift through those reports, put that report into the software, that credit report monitoring platform into the software takes over and does all the work for you. No need to try to see if you can get any pre-qualifications, any of that. The software is going to do all of that hard work for you, okay? So that's one of those reports that just didn't meet those qualifications just yet. And again, we have that free credit repair software that will allow us to go ahead and work on enhancing that report so that it can get to the point of being fundable. All right. So we go back to the underwriting tab here. Scroll on up. We have all the green for this specific one. Next, you see debt utilization, and this is overall debt. Okay, so for overall, all of your accounts that are in these bureaus, it's providing you with a overall utilization percentage. Okay, but please keep in mind each of your revolving accounts should be under 30% utilization. Okay. Next, we're going to scroll on up here. If there was any negative accounts impacting your qualifications, that will be located here. Inquiries that are lowering your chances of approval are located here. So as we saw up at the top with the TransUnion credit report, we already have 4 inquiries connected to there. Okay. Now for our Experian credit report, we have 3, which means we have 1 pull left from Experian. And then with Equifax, we still have 2 pulls. So in total, we have 3 pulls that we can utilize the software with. And like I shared, the software is going to connect you with those 3 for Experian and Equifax. Okay. Scroll up here, the accounts that you have on the report. So the type of account, the creditor, if it's an open or closed account. So the status, the designator, is it an authorized user, individual, or joint account? And then if the account has been opened, what date it has been opened on, okay? The age on that account and the limit, okay? So all of that's located here under the accounts. If we scroll on down here, this is one of my favorite tabs here. Okay, pay down. So those of us that are having utilization issues, this will provide you with a breakdown of how to bring that utilization down based off of what percentage you want to bring it down to. Okay, so what we're going to do is simply click on an account, and it brings us down to a pay down plan. Okay, so as we can see, you have the option to bring down the percentage or how much you want to do. So let's take it down to 10%. Okay, it's going to provide us with a daily rate, weekly rate, monthly rate, and overall rate to pay down that utilization to 10%. Okay, so this is a good tool that you can utilize either for yourself, for your client, screenshot it, send it over to them and say, hey, if you want to bring down utilization to these different target percentages, this is how you can do it. Okay, so this is something that is a good tool. I feel will be great, for utilizing for your consultations or just to keep you in line when it comes to paying down your utilization. Right, let's scroll back up here. Next, we're going to go to the credit war map. Now, under the credit war map, you have the ability to create inquiry attack letters. So those of us that do not want to call the bureaus to remove those inquiries, you can simply have these letters created for you utilizing our inquiry exterminator. So what I'm going to do is click on inquiry exterminator, and the inquiry exterminator provides us with the instructions of what we need to do. Okay, so first you must collect those inquiries. So what we're going to do is copy this information here, and then we're going to place it into that inquiry chat here. So we're going to place it here. All right, and then we're going to click on the arrow. Let's retry it again. And what's going to happen is it's going to provide us instructions on what we need to do to move forward. All right, so what you'll more than likely have to do is determine the verbiage that you want, the tone that you want, and how many accounts you want on each of those letters. Once these letters are created and developed for you, the next steps will be for you to go ahead and print and mail out those letters either for yourself or utilize our printing and mailing service. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and scroll on down here. Step 2, if you had any negative accounts on the report that you needed to utilize the credit repair software to attack and create those dispute letters for you, you have the ability to do that here. Again, a utilization optimization. Now, it doesn't break it down for you in weekly, monthly, or daily rates. But if you want to bring down that utilization based off of this percentage here, this is what be the overall amount that you will pay. All right. Step 4 is our account age. So say, for example, one of your accounts or one of your data points comes in red because one of your accounts do not meet that 2-year threshold. This is where you'll be able to see how far you are to be able to determine if you can go ahead and connect to those institutions. Okay. So as you can see, your age is located here. All right. Then we have our age growth planner. This is where you'll be able to utilize this structure to determine what primary trade line that you could possibly benefit from adding to your report. Keep in mind, primary authorized trade lines are two different things, okay? Authorized trade lines are you piggybacking off of somebody else's limit and somebody else's history. A primary account is basically saying that your actual credit report, your social security number has been connected and was able to get approved. Okay. So that breakdown is located here. Next, the account pulling your your average down is located here. The accounts that's anchoring your files is located here. Then you have some strategy notes. And again, if that profile was ready to be connected, you can still go to those funding options. Okay. So that is located under the credit war map. Next, we're going to go to automated credit analysis. And for those of us that are interested, let's go ahead and agree to the terms here. To see what violations are in our report, you can do that by clicking in the automated credit analysis. So what we do, we've already clicked here. Next, we're going to click on accounts. Then we're going to click credit repair. And the software is going to provide us with any violations for each of our accounts that have been detected. Okay. So here are the different categories: bureau presence, creditor name, account number, original creditor. All of that information is located here. Okay. Now, what we do is click on applicable law set, and it's going to provide us with all of the codes that are being violated specifically for FCRA, FACTA, GLBA, Metro 2, regulatory, and other, okay? And this is for each of the accounts that are located on your credit report. It's been broken down like this. So if there's any violations, here are the codes that could be utilized, possibly if those of us that are creating our own letters, this is what we can utilize to help us create those letters, okay? So this is under the automated credit analysis. Next, we're going to click right here where it says credit repair. Okay. And we have imported our free credit repair software into the score machine. For individuals, sometimes you come in, you import your credit report, and it shows that you have a late payment or a collection. This is where you'll be able to go ahead and attack those negative items. Now, it only takes 6 clicks for you to be able to have those letters created for you. Okay. Now, overall 6 clicks, but if you want to have letters created individually for each of your accounts, you can go ahead and do so. Okay. But for training purposes, what we're going to do is go ahead and click select all. So this is click 1, 2. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, wrong one. Here we go. Select all. 1, 2, 3. We scroll down here. We're going to determine our dispute type. And the dispute type is based off of the type of verbiage and how many pages you want to be included in your letters. Okay, so enhance is going to give you a more aggressive tone as well as more pages in each of those letters. Okay, so let's click 4. Click 5 is you determine what round that you're in. Okay, so your first round is a polite round. Second round, firm. Third round, legal. Fourth round, strict. Fifth, threatening. Sixth is your strongest round. Okay. Now understand, if you get to the 6th round and you haven't seen any results, we do have credit attorneys ready to take over to go to that litigation process. Okay. Understand, if there is a violation that's been detected on those credit or your credit report, that's about $1,000 commission that you can receive for each of those violations there. Okay. Next, so that will be click number 5 here. Click number 6, generate letters. And now our letters are being created. Now, once these letters are created, you have the ability to either print and mail the letters out yourself or utilize our printing and mailing service. Now, if you see an invoice, you receive an invoice and you're like, oh God, that's way too much, simply communicate with the team. They'll be able to work out something with you to bring down that price, okay? But again, we do have a printing and mailing service readily available for you if you do not want to deal with the hassle of printing and mailing out your letters yourself, okay? So let's take a look at the example of the letters. Here, this is again where I shared. You can download these documents yourself, print them out yourself, or utilize our printing and mailing service, okay? Here are the examples of the letters here. This specific letters here are located here at the bottom. And again, you can download them and print them and mail them out yourself or utilize our printing and mailing service, okay? It's as simple as that when it comes to our credit repair software. Now, before I move on, does anybody have any questions? All righty, well, let's go ahead and move on to our debt consolidation tab. Here on the debt consolidation tab, this is where you'll be able to consolidate your debt. So what you would do is select one of the accounts. We'll select the account that we have not already selected here. Let's go with this one. What we're going to do is go all the way over here, and you see this little icon here. We'll click this little settings little icon. Let's see. Sure, Brian, I can show that part real quick again. So in the CRM, this is where you'll be able to upload those documents. Click on the client name. What we're going to do is click on Profile Documents. Scroll on up here. This is where you can upload those documents, okay? You should have those documents saved on your device. That way you'll be able to upload them from your device. Okay, so let's go back to our work area. Click back on a client there. No problem. So we go back to our debt consolidation tab here. And here on the debt consolidation tab, again, let's click on a account that we have not yet used yet. I'm gonna scroll on over here and we're gonna click on this little tab here. It looks like the settings tab. Then we're going to scroll back up here in this little area here, and this is where you'll create a debt consolidation reminder. So what's going to happen is you're going to get an email on whatever day of the month you've selected to help remind you to bring down that specific debt, okay? So you have a target utilization that you want to bring it down to. You'll go ahead and determine that here. How many months you want to take, and it goes all the way up to 36 months. What day of the month you want to get that reminder on. So say we want the 15th of the month. Then we'll go ahead and click on this little tab here. And what's going to happen is we're going to get those monthly emails on the 15th of the month to remind us to pay down this specific debt, this account. Okay. We'll go ahead and save it here. It'll be located here at the bottom with our other plans. As you can see, located here at the bottom. You have the ability to enable or disable these accounts to stop the reminders located down here. Okay. Again, you'll click on the settings tab. You do have to go back here in this little box here to be able to either cancel it, stop those reminders, whatever task that you want to complete, you'll do it here. Okay. So that is located under the debt consolidation tab. Scroll on up here. Let's go to our funding audit. And we're almost done. We're going to agree to the terms here. And with the funding audit, it's going to provide us with a projection of how much we can get funded on the personal side or the business side. Now you can select to only see the personal, you can select to only see business, or keep it at both. Okay. Now, again, it's giving you a projection of how much you can get funded on the business or personal side. Understand with business, this is for personally guaranteed and PG. Okay. Nothing is going directly through your business. Okay. Next, we're going to go ahead and click on the funding apply because this profile is ready for funding. We'll go ahead and click on the agreements here. And we are in the funding profile. Now, we're going to be matched with institutions that are in Connecticut, or if you happen to live in a different state, you can also determine that or change that here. All right. Next, we have our different strategies. We have AI, which will connect you to institutions within a 20-mile radius. We have our hybrid, which is the connected of the two. And then we have our DIY builder, which allows you to be able to select your own banks within the software that you want to be connected to. Okay. Now, here over here, if you are utilizing this software as your platform to fund other individuals, this is where you'll be able to determine your percentage of how much you're going to get paid based off of the approvals. Okay. So if you, whatever percentage that you're going to utilize, you'll go ahead and determine that here. And if the client has got approved, for example, 30,000, the client will basically owe you for all your services $4,500. So that is something that you will need to collect on the back end once the client has received either their credit card or the loan. Okay. We go down here, your funding strategy. Now, remember in the beginning, I shared that we had over 14,000 products in the software, where those products include loan, credit card, SBA loan, line of credit, merchant cash advance, home equity loan, and auto loans. Okay. Now, you do have the ability, if you only want to see options for loans, you'll go ahead and select that. Okay. Credit cards, you'll select that. If you only want to be provided with options for business, you can select that. And only the business products will populate. For personal, if you only want to see that, only your personal options will populate. Okay, and as you can see, the software is going to connect us with those institutions based off of our selection. If we can go ahead and connect, and it will only connect with the Experian and Equifax options, not TransUnion. Okay, so I'm going to go back to all here, and what we're going to do is go back to both. And remember, I shared also too, we do have 3 inquiries that we can still utilize. Okay, so as we can see for this specific client, for the Experian pool, we can go with American Express for $37,333. Okay. You simply click on apply now. That's going to take you directly to the application. Now, we encourage you to fill out the application accurately. Please do not do any bank fraud by adding wrong information. We do not provide you with how to complete these applications, but we do have this platform where it's providing you with, you can be connected to this institution based off of your credit report. Okay. Next, we have our 2 pulls from Equifax, which is through Bank of America. And as we can see, our client already applied and got approved for $30,000 here. And this is one of our Equifax pulls. And our other Equifax pull is through Chase. And it's recommending or suggesting about $20,000 here. Okay. Now, if we scroll up, you see right here where it says add funding offer. This is where you'll be able to select if you would like any other banks or institutions that are in the software. Okay, so what you would do is go ahead and click on add funding offer. And then you have the ability to select a different bank in the software. So we'll click on the little arrow here, and we could swift through the different options here. Like I shared, there's over 4,000 banks in here. So let's go ahead and select that one. Then we'll go to funding type. These are the options that we have available for this specific bank, credit cards. And here are the different credit cards that we can apply for. So we can say, let's go with cash rewards here. It's going to provide us with this option here. Go ahead and click on apply, and it's going to take you directly to that application. Okay. And that is as simple as it gets to utilizing the software. Now, if anybody has any questions, I would love to answer them for you. Go ahead and raise your hand, and I can unmute you and get your questions answered. Don't be scared. If you have a question, go ahead and, unmute. No question is a dumb question. All right. Well, if there's no questions, that will end our call for tonight. Like I shared, we are here 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please join on as many times as you would like to ensure that you become an expert in how to utilize the score machine. Okay. Well, that ends our call for tonight. We will see you guys next week. You guys enjoy your weekend, enjoy your night, and we'll see you guys then. Have a good one. Good night.